Have you ever wondered how different humans today would have been if cavemen had AI? In their quest to make fire, cavemen would ask their AIs, how make hot orange flame from stick? And their AI would respond, gather dry twigs, strike with flint. Warning, fire may cause burns. With AI, cavemen wouldn't have drawn on walls. They'd have had printed reports. Instead of engaging in tribal conflict, maybe their AI bots would have negotiated peace treaties for them. Maybe they'd have even posted their thoughts on Cave Talk. Funny, right? But here's what I wonder. If AI had done the hard thinking for early humans, would we have ever become human? Would we have ever discovered fire, invented tools, or told stories? Because the thing that made us evolve wasn't answers. It was the struggle to find them. And honestly, that's kind of my story too. I used to love struggling with hard questions. I'd stare at a blank page and test different ideas around in my head. I'd scribble, cross out, and rephrase. It was frustrating, but also fun. It made me think originally and creatively. But ever since AI tools have started popping up everywhere, something has changed. Now, when people need an idea, whether it's for a poster, a project, or an essay, they're told to just ask AI. It's fast, clean, and the results are impressive. But here's what I realized. When we start using AI for everything, we stop thinking and we start just accepting. And the more we accept, the more we start to doubt our own ideas. And that can make students feel like their voices aren't valuable, like individuality and creativity aren't needed, just production. That's why I believe this. Artificial intelligence doesn't take away our intelligence, but it can tempt us to stop using it. And if we're not careful, we might gain convenience at the cost of creativity, confidence, and critical thinking. I first noticed this in the 7th grade. AI was being used everywhere by everyone. I'd even hear people brag about it. People would say things like, I wrote my whole essay with AI, or I completed today's assignment in 2 seconds using just AI. But what about originality? Now, I see essays being turned in that sound polished, but weirdly hollow and inhuman. Projects that once started with brainstorming now start with bot prompts. Student work used to show who we were, but now, with AI, everyone is starting to sound the same, and that's the real danger. When AI becomes our first step, we skip the messy middle, the place where our ideas evolve, grow, and become our own. But education isn't just about the product, it's also about the process. Is it possible that with AI, we are outsourcing our own minds? According to a 2023 Pew Research Center survey of US K-12 public school teachers, only 6% said that AI does more good than harm, while 25% said it did more harm. The rest were either unsure or mixed in opinion. Other findings mirror this worry. Based on a Swiss blog called Boderview, a 2025 report stated that 70% of teachers perceived using AI on assignments as plagiarism, highlighting the widespread ethical concerns over the use of these tools. Additionally, AI-generated plagiarism rose sharply from 48% in 2022 to 64% in 2023. This is according to AI ArtSmart's blog in a 2025 report. In short, many educators see AI as a threat to originality, academic integrity, and deep learning, and many students are being disciplined for misusing it. However, that's not to say that artificial intelligence offers no benefits. Many teachers use it for lesson preparations, but when students use AI to think for them, when we begin to accept instead of reflect, our own creative power starts to fade. Now, I use AI differently. First, I think on my own. I brainstorm, I scribble, and I explore my own thoughts before I ever bring in an AI tool. Then, I can bring in AI, not to replace my ideas, but to challenge them. I can ask AI questions like, what would this sound like if I made it more concise, but kept my tone? Or, can you give me ideas that align with this theme that I'm working with? That way, it's still my thinking, but AI can help me strengthen and shape it. I also use AI to help me learn my way. I learn best when I have visuals and examples. So if I ever need help learning a topic, I could always ask AI questions like, can you explain this concept using images and examples? That's what AI should do. Help you learn your way, not do the learning for you. So here's my challenge to every student. Use AI wisely. Use it to support your thinking, not to replace it. Use it to deepen your voice, but not to drown it. Because when we stop thinking, we stop growing. And when we use AI for everything, we don't evolve. Let's go back to the cavemen for a second. If they had AI, maybe the first pyramids would have been built in 25 days with bots and drones running project management. Maybe they'd have skipped thousands of years of trial and error, but they might have also skipped the hot orange flames of creativity that come from failure, from wonder, and from discovery. And that's what made them human, and that's what makes us human too. Don't outsource your mind, because your ideas matter more than you think.